bakeries, good to the last crumb. We also have island-wide delivery buses, outlets at the industrial site Bay Road and on 4th Street, opening hours from 5 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Easy no man. Island bakeries, good to the last crumb. Island bakeries, good to the last crumb.
Found the sound 98.9 winnfm.
Rams the good food people, always there to serve you. Rams the good food people, locations right near you. Rams the good food people, in-store specials for you. Rams the good food people. Rams. When you need better service, Rams is always here. Better value, better prices. Rams is always here. You want your loyalty. Rams is always here. We are community. We are family. We are family. Rams for you and me. We are community. Rams for you and me.
I ain't got no hurricane safety tips now. Well, Skellek got, and together we can weather the storm. So, check this. Prepare for power outages. Charge devices before a storm strikes. Develop a plan in the event that electricity goes. Learn where and how to shut off your home's electricity. Ensure that there are no trees in the lines near you. If you are experiencing low voltage, turn off the main switch in your home. Do not touch wet appliances. Be sure to stay tuned to Skellek's Facebook page and website for updates about the outages and restoration. For emergencies, our contact numbers are 465-2013, 661-2013, and 600. I repeat, 465-2013, 661-2013, and 600. Remember, with Skellek's hurricane safety tips, together we can weather the storm.
Reliable and responsible. Skellek is here for you. Powering our community.
Don't throw those bottles away. Turn them into money today. Vitamalt bottles equal cash in your pocket. It's super easy. Just take those empty Vitamalt bottles to any Cara Brewery distribution truck or any drinks depot in St. Kitts and Nevis. We're keeping our beautiful Twin Island paradise clean. Vitamalt bottles equal cash back. Keep it clean, keep it green. Vitamalt bottle returns. Your bottles, your cash, your island.
One love, one federation.
It's the 27th Prime Minister's Lecture Series under the theme Perpetual Progress, a Sustainable Future in View, Independence 42. Join us on Wednesday, September 10th, 2025 at the Sir Cecil Jacobs Auditorium, Eastern Caribbean Central Bank at 7 p.m. sharp. Come out to witness an inspiring address by a proud daughter of the soil, Miss Willa Liber Tavernier, scholarly communication librarian and attorney at law. An evening of thought, vision, and national purpose awaits. One stage, one voice, one vision for our nation's future. It's the 27th Prime Minister's Lecture Series for Independence 42. All are invited to be part of History in Motion.
And that's why we have to put aside foolish minds and remember me say, one love, one federation. God bless my little nations, and you know without you, it would have been impossible, yeah.
Don't throw those bottles away. Turn them into money today. Vitamalt bottles equal cash in your pocket. It's super easy. Just take those empty Vitamalt bottles to any Cara Brewery distribution truck or any drinks depot in St. Kitts and Nevis. We're keeping our beautiful Twin Island paradise clean. Vitamalt bottles equal cash back. Keep it clean, keep it green. Vitamalt bottle returns. Your bottles, your cash, your island.
Back to school is here at Harper's. Yes, Harper's, it's where it's at with the widest selection of school and art supplies for all schoolgoers, from the tiniest preschooler to the big cool college students. Plus, everyone can enjoy a 10% discount and a chance to spin the wheel and enter our grand draw in September. And the bonus is, our friendly team is looking forward to welcoming you again and again and again. For more information, call us at 466-6500.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea, only on Win Media 98.9.
WI.
Good morning, and how are we all doing this morning? We do sincerely apologize for the late start of our program. Remember, at 8:30 a.m. this morning, we are looking forward to having a traffic talk. If you're hearing us on your radio, we are on your FM dial at 98.9. We're being simulcast on TVC Channel 40, as well as Facebook and YouTube. Just to remind you of our local number, 466-0989. In the U.S., we have 1-305-921-4619 or 1-718-285-6984. Or in the U.K., 0333-440065. Thank you for your patience while you waited on us. Once again, it was due to our newscast and our sports program, why we are beginning now. It's another Monday, the second week of school. This morning I was quite pleased because I know last week we had a little congestion out there. It's not the same. I guess they heeded the warning and it's much better. So kids, second week, what you didn't learn last week, be sure to pay attention and learn this week. Teachers, remember to be kind. You are our student, the future's generation. How should I put it? You're the mold of the future generation because they are going to lead us. Quint, good morning. How are you doing this morning?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Trying to be better than yesterday. And in a solemn moment, Mr. Edmund Lawrence has passed on. So
Okay.
I want to extend condolences to his family on behalf of us here at winnfm. Yeah, so condolences to all the girls, condolences to the mom if she's still with us. I'm not sure. So, and all the family members, his former co-workers. I remember at one time I had a job attachment at National Bank. He was the man up top, and he would always come in and he would be quiet. He says good morning, he looks at you and he moves along. And I always admire him because he was always neatly dressed. He still wore his vintage bell bottoms. I wish I had a pair of those. But I admire his demeanor, and I know he did great things in life. So may his soul continue to rest in
Peace.
peace. Yes.
Yeah, let me reiterate the fact that we are 15 minutes late in Island Tea due to the fact that the news itself was exceedingly long. I don't see why the news itself should have been 50 minutes and then add 17 minutes to the sports. No, well, we can't have this continuing.
All right. So as we continue along, I know most persons would have seen it yesterday. We had a jet, that WestJet, it landed in St. Martin. One of its landing gears couldn't take the weight and it collapsed. So that jet blocked up the airport for almost the rest of the day. So
Well, it's better that that happened on the ground than,
Yeah.
that's, yeah.
And everybody's safe. I haven't heard of any injuries. Everybody
Yeah.
deploying safely. They had to deploy the chutes, and so they're probably all in St. Martin still. And I know customers who had flights to St. Martin yesterday were disappointed. And I know sometimes you can't tell people everything happened for a reason, but
Yeah,
I
well,
hope today's
in a case
better.
like this,
Uh-huh.
you can understand,
You
because,
think?
look,
We can understand. The average person just want to get where they're
well,
supposed
well,
to
I'm
get.
speaking from perhaps me and you seem to be on the same vein.
Mhm.
If I were late and I found out this was the reason, I wouldn't complain, because lives are saved, and that is very, very important. Because if it were the other way around and I was on that plane, I wouldn't want to be,
Yeah.
compromised. So
Yeah, because somebody was filming the landing. You know, everybody always have their phones out now filming the
Yeah.
landing, and you could see how hard it landed. His phone almost fell out of his hand, and he changed position in terms of his feet. But I'm happy that everybody is doing good over there, and that no harm was caused to anyone. And
Yeah.
on
We
the
have a caller.
okay, caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T.
Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
And yes, greetings once more in Jesus Christ's name, the only Savior of sinners from their sins and from hell, and the second person of the eternal Trinity. Now, I like to say, as usual, we need to become a republic and get out the British Commonwealth as quickly as possible. The quicker, the better. Now, another thing. Saturday, I was speaking to a lady, and I have heard similar complaints as well. For example, some time ago from a man with a sort of a similar complaint, and so on, and so on. And this lady was telling me she was working for government, you know, she put in for retirement. But what happened is that she had just a few more weeks to fulfill, so that she would really qualify for pension. And instead of she being advised, you know, you got a few more minutes, you ain't reached the standard yet, just work for these few more weeks, and you would qualify for pension. And people who knew better, especially her boss, just let her retire, just like that, without advising her. You know, without telling the lady girl, if you retire now, you're going to be short of a few weeks of being qualified for your pension. And right now, the lady having health. I heard a similar case, I think, from a man, or a similar case from a woman ago who was a nurse, you know. And then after she said, this nurse girl would tell me something, this nurse lady would tell me this. I said, after she done retire, people said, what you didn't put in the 33, because she had went over 25 years. And after she done retire, and that's also, you know, if you retire before 33 and a third years, you're going to lose 25%. And people say, why you didn't go to the 33 and a third, you know? Then they didn't tell her when she was there. They wait till after she retired to tell her these things and that sort of stuff. And it seemed, and I started that to say this, it seemed to me people just want to see you got your health without giving you proper advice, and then after you don't do it, then they come and let they wash off their mouth and want to play like they're your friends and want to tell you why you didn't do something, why you didn't do that. And I just want to say, you know, people should advise people correctly before they make certain mistakes. I was advised. Thank Jesus Christ, he sent people to advise me, including go to the Treasury and seek more information as to have I reached the qualification to be pensionable, how much I'm going to get, and that sort of stuff. Thank Jesus Christ that he sent such people in my life. But it seems as though there are people who are retiring before the time or whatever, and ain't putting in enough time when they just had a few more. They could have been advised better, you know, but people just like to see people suffer.
We were supposed to
And
advise
then,
them, though.
You boss, that because your boss and so going to see your letters and so before you submit it.
Okay.
Your boss, like the lady who tell me she boss saw the retirement document before she submitted it and that sort of stuff.
But sometimes, Greg, I agree. I hear what you're saying, but sometimes even the boss isn't too aware of exactly when you should retire or not. They should be, but the way the system goes, nobody keeps tab of each other, number one. Number two, individuals should know about their own status, because, you know, the old saying, ignorance is no excuse, and be aware that the system, as we've said over and over again, is set up to rip us off. So we don't know these intricacies. So I know some people who I worked with over the years on various jobs, men, and they can tell you everything about how they're working, when they're going to retire, what they're going to get, right down to the letter. I never did that because I was kind of a radical. I would get up and leave jobs when I felt and end up regretting it, you know what I'm saying? But that was the way I was. But if you want to be the kind of person who's going to get the benefits of what you're entitled to, then make sure you find out. And perhaps rather than saying you're just going to retire, go and ask, go to your boss and say, boss, I'm thinking about retiring. What do you recommend? Right? And so on and so forth. And then hear what the boss says. And when it is time for you to retire, get a letter from your boss saying, yes, they recommended your retirement. And then that would cover you because your boss should know what you are entitled to. But Greg, the system is set to rip us off.
Yeah, but this is a lady, trust me, she ain't really educated. She's not educated. And this is a lady, you'd have to, I hate to put this about more or less spoon feeder, okay? And I think I, as the boss, if I was she boss, even if I didn't know how we go, because she was supposed to put in 15 years, okay? But
Greg,
she would
Greg,
take a few weeks short.
Greg, Greg, a lot of these individuals who I spoke to you about, who I work with on various jobs, they were not also so-called educated, but they had common sense. They knew how to add up 1 and 1 is 2, and you understand? And if here's another point. If you know that you are not aware of certain things, then don't be too proud to ask questions.
I understand.
So that's the advice we should put out there, because if it is that the system is set up to rip us off, just like a lot of other entities and so on and so forth, they're going to be precise. If you miss if you miss 3 days before your retirement, you nullify what you're, and it isn't fair.
I understand.
It isn't fair.
But
this is what the system does.
But I'm going to at least, okay, for example, I said, Jesus Christ put some people in my path to say, Greg, and these wasn't the high ups, these were people who we get along together. And Jesus Christ put them in my path and say, Greg, go and check the treasury, go and ask the treasury, that the treasury have a file as well as on you, and they will be able to tell you what is it. At least tell your people them go and check the treasury.
Yeah.
Because because they heard me say, I'm going to retire, and they come to me and say, Greg, just sit me down and say, Greg, go and check the treasury. Let them inform you as to what is what. Let them inform you whether you meet the qualification. Let them inform you how much you're going to get, and that's also. And I was grateful to Jesus Christ and them for that as well. At least tell your people them go and check the treasury.
Yeah. Okay. We have another caller.
Okay, Chris, thank you.
Hello, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning, Brother Quint. Good morning, Cortencia.
Good morning.
Good morning, Greg. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Yes, thanks.
Okay. Let me just chime in on that issue that Greg raised just now. First of all, yes, there are some people who are unknowledgeable. But given my rule of engagement to any aspect that comes to me, I like the source. I like to find the source, inquire about the source, if that source has any effect on me. So, apart from you being advised by other friends, other retirees who've been through that process of retirement, still go to the source. So anything that anyone is involved in is only fear and justice to themselves. If you need to get over the curiosity, find the source. Okay? When it comes around immigration, I go down to the INS source, the INS office. I don't listen anything off the street. Anything need to do with police, I go to the police headquarters. That's how I live my life, because misinformation could be detrimental sometimes. So one answer to that, always find the source that affects your needs and your concern. It is unfair for the system, such a system like that, to be in place that takes advantage of people. But who is the system? Who operates the system? Who are the advocates of the system? They are guilty to work a system that is unfair and unjust. And for those reasons, that's why I make the stand for what I am making, because I don't like injustice. I don't like unfairness, and I don't like discrimination. So someone has to take those things and be mindful of these things moving forward. We shouldn't have a system that takes advantage of the people, and the people is working for the system and they need the system. So everything got to be cleaned up. One thing for all.
Okay.
And last but not least, I agree that we should go republic. So Greg, you have me on that, and I'm not the only one, and you are not the only one who mentioned that. So way to go forward. I will stand down on this, and if you want to cut me off, I have another issue.
Well, you can always call back. You know how the thing works. You know. Okay.
All right, I will call back.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll take a bit of a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Back to school is here at Harper's. Yes, Harper's, it's where it's at with the widest selection of school and art supplies for all schoolgoers, from the tiniest preschooler to the big cool college students. Plus, everyone can enjoy a 10% discount and a chance to spin the wheel and enter our grand draw in September. And the bonus is, our friendly team is looking forward to welcoming you again and again and again. For more information, call us at 466-6500.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust. To secure your investment, you need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us.
TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind.
You're always safe with us.
Buster! We run things are run we. Buster! Buster! Living color, do it differently. Buster! Buster! Not an in charge, like for the party. Buster! Buster! We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
7 flavors, best taste. Buster, bolder, better, better. Pick your color.
We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
Buster, live in full color.
Buster!
St. Kitts and Nevis, it's time to celebrate. We're raising our glasses and saying cheers to 20 years as your trusted telecommunications provider. And because we love our amazing customers, we're giving you the chance to win. Every week, we've got exciting prizes just for you. And that's not all. Step into a cash vault for a shot at $2,000 in cash. To qualify, switch to Digicel, activate a 3-day plan or higher, pay your bill in full, sign up for postpaid or a new Digicel Plus internet package. Stay connected, keep enjoying the best service, and get ready to win. 20 years strong, and we're just getting started. Visit a Digicel retail store today.
From the time that you taste it, man, you know that it's greatness. Some ice in your cup, tell your friends drink up. You know that we liming. Signal the bartender. No, we don't need chaser. But if you want, it could mix with anything. We drinking Stones ginger wine, the original ginger wine. We drinking a like I say. Stones ginger wine. Greatness is forever.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea, only on Win Media 98.9.
St. Kitts and neighbors, it's time to celebrate! We're raising our glasses and saying cheers to 20 years as your trusted telecommunications provider. And because we love our amazing customers, we're giving you the chance to win. Every week, we've got exciting prizes just for you. And that's not all. Step into a cash vault for a shot at $2,000 in cash. To qualify, switch to Digicel, activate a 3-day plan or higher, pay your bill in full, sign up for postpaid or a new Digicel Plus internet package. Stay connected, keep enjoying the best service, and get ready to win. 20 years strong, and we're just getting started. Visit a Digicel retail store today.
From the time that you taste it, man, you know that it's greatness. Some ice in your cup, tell your friends link up. You know that we liming. Signal the bartender. No, we don't need chaser. But if you want, it could mix with anything. We drinking Stones ginger wine, the original ginger wine. We drinking like I say, Stones ginger wine. Greatness is forever.
Back to school is here at Harper's. Yes, Harper's, it's where it's at with the widest selection of school and art supplies for all schoolgoers, from the tiniest preschooler to the big cool college students. Plus, everyone can enjoy a 10% discount and a chance to spin the wheel and enter our grand draw in September. And the bonus is, our friendly team is looking forward to welcoming you again and again and again. For more information, call us at 466-6500.
Yeah, we got that.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust to secure your investment. You need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us. TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind. You're always safe with us.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea, only on Win Media 98.9.
And we're back on Island Tea, and we have our officers in studio with us. Good morning, officers. Welcome back to Traffic Talk.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. And so Maguire is going to start us off with our prayer this morning.
Lord, we thank you for this day. We give you thanks for your grace that you have bestowed upon us, and we pause at this moment to say thank you. And so, God, as we go through this day, we look to you for guidance, and that you will continue to keep us safe from incidents and accidents, and that, Lord God, you will continue to lift up this nation. We give you praise for these blessings now in Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen. Good morning to our persons out in Wagerland. Thank you guys for always tuning into our program. Our program is not the same without you. We are always grateful for your comments, your criticisms, and your suggestions. They go a very long way, because remember that we are not always there, but you are always sometimes our eyes, and we are grateful. Now, last week we would have spoken about the congestion when it comes to the schools and the crossing guards, and whole heap of information was given. Now this morning we want to continue that conversation, and Cortens, the reason why we are continuing the conversation is we want to continue to educate the general public. School has just started. We haven't gotten around to all the schools. We started already, but we haven't gotten to all the schools. There are quite a few schools on the island. However, we had a staff meeting on Friday afternoon, like we normally do, to bring down the curtain on the week that would have gone by. And one of the
Well, some
of the concerns, more of the concerns were the traffic wardens and what they face, the situation, the things that happen when they're at the crossing. And it's amazing to hear them speak. As a matter of fact, I would have said to them that, you guys, I need to bring you guys here so that the general public can hear from you and they can see you, so that they know that we are just here coming and telling things as to what is not happening. These ladies they're not intimidated. This thing that they're speaking to you, the way how the drivers would come and brush your skirts and say all manner of evil. There was an incident on Friday. There was a 3-vehicle accident right there by the school, Dr. Wilson School. 3-vehicle accident, and one of the officers, the traffic wardens, could tell you how the gentleman was so disrespectful. One of the drivers, and then they would go on to speak about the busmen who. There was an incident where she would have had cause to stop the gentleman, and the conduct, the filthy languages. And so these persons are not going to get away. I would have had a conversation with my supervisor here, and we're going to take these matters we have to make an example out of these people. The officer is calling traffic from one way, persons are coming from the other direction, and persons are not listening, not adhering. Persons just want to do what they want. And what we need to understand is that we are attending to people's children, and we are fully responsible for people's children whenever we are at a crossing, because our main duty there is to make sure that those children are safe. We have to look at the motorists, we have to look at other pedestrians, but our main concern at a pedestrian crossing by the school is to make sure that the children cross safely. Let us take those persons who sit in the motor omnibuses or even in vehicles, and they speak so ill of the officers that the children is very disrespectful to the traffic wardens because of maybe what they would have heard their parents say, or some adult would have said something and they think it's okay for them to operate a particular way. So we have to be mindful what we say in front of our children, because the crossing guards, the traffic wardens, the police officers, they were there on duty. You may not have a child crossing the crosswalk, but you might have a friend who have a child. And so when we see persons operate in a particular way, don't turn a blind eye and do not say something negative. Advise the person that whatever it is that you're doing is wrong. And we have to, it's a community, it's a nation building. And so if we want to, we have a tendency to say, we're so backward in saying kids. But we only want to say we're backwards when it comes to certain things. We want to move forward. And so you as a nation, you as a people, you the motorists, you the pedestrians, we have to do it together to make it work. Mr. Maguire?
Right. Well, I just want to...
Before you come in,
yes.
Let me say this. Let me ask this. So if, as officers, you're executing your duty and individuals are completely obnoxious, doesn't the officer have some leeway to, because example shown, example followed? So I would recommend, I know officers might not want to do it continuously, but if you have someone who is, really obnoxious, right, I think that individual should be charged, and there should be a charge that could be applied to that individual.
Right, and that is what I was about to emphasize, because persons may think that the traffic wardens does not have the authority and the powers as a police officer. But within the Vehicles and Road Traffic Act, that the traffic wardens have full power as a police officers to summons or to take you to court. Sometimes we encounter where, because of the behavior of these persons, a traffic warden may be a little bit timid in acting. Yeah. And so we are continuing to encourage them to be assertive, continue to be assertive, because it's only when you are assertive that people are going to understand that what authority you hold. Yeah. And so This is why we will have to continue to educate and inform, and at the same time we are going to enforce strictly violators who really think, because this filters down to the behavior of the children.
Yeah.
We will also visit the schools and also ask for some time to speak to the children about the importance of a traffic warden, the importance of being respectful, and the reason why they are doing what they are doing is in their best interest. And so that is why we decided to take this opportunity to highlight the challenge and the concerns that were raised, and at the same time let motorists know that you cannot continue to disrespect the traffic wardens. Yes.
Now, moving away from that, let us take the Maurice Helia High Primary School. Parents, guardians, motorists have a tendency to block, even though that there are signage saying that it's a one-way. Persons still want to drop their children right by the school. That cannot happen. And we have to understand that the traffic must still flow. There is traffic coming Victoria Road, running in two directions. There are vehicles, traffic vehicles. There is traffic running through Nevis Street. Now, when there is a school time, during the school hours, that area between Nevis Street and the school, that there should be no vehicular traffic. And we want the general public to not say, oh, well, I'm only dropping off my child. It is a safety for all children when it comes to dropping your children to school right next to a school zone. College Street got. There is a traffic warden place in College Street got as well to cross the children who coming from the St. Peter's area, who goes to whether Beach Allen or maybe to the same
the high school,
and so on. And so, women in particular, the complaints that we are getting is the way how they fly down the College Street, the way how they drive down College Street. We have to remember that all these are areas where children are crossing. Children are in these areas. And so we're asking the general public to just be courteous. Not only because children, but speeding is an offense. College Street is in a residential area. That should be 20 miles per hour. And not only that, there are speed bumps in that area. So I don't know how we manage to drive over these speed bumps and having passengers in these vehicles. And we as passengers, we should not just sit by and watch the bus drivers just drive crazy and sit and don't say anything. You have a voice, you're paying. It's a public transport. And so you should have a voice and say to the gentleman, sir, aren't you driving too fast? Or you're forgetting the speed limit, and you have other passengers, other persons in the bus, and so you have to be mindful of how you drive.
Caller, go ahead. You're live on Traffic Talk.
Hello?
Hi, you're live on Traffic Talk.
Oh, I thought it was someone else. Good morning.
Good morning.
Traffic officer. I have a question to pose, but I agree to the suggestion that you made. We must have law and order for every officer who are working for the government. And also they must conduct themselves accordingly too. But when it comes around to disorderly conduct, when an officer is performing its duty, I think respect is command, and we must all learn to respect one another. So I believe some action should be given, like you said, they have it, they don't execute it, but they should enforce it. Because the quality of life that matters. And when it comes to a child, they should be more involved in the schools. And if a child even perform disorderly conduct, they should go to the school and have some kind of recommendation toward the child in respect to discipline. Because the more they get away with it, the worse they will be at it. No order at all. So I believe in that respect. Moving from that, I have a question. What is the age driving in a back seat that require seatbelt restraint?
5 to 14 years old.
5 to 14. Beyond 14, you don't have to restrain.
5 to 14.
Okay.
And the car seat or the booster is months to 5 years old. And that all depends on the weight of the child.
Okay.
Now, we want to...
Just to know that, I know you asked the question about children, but for passengers, adult passengers, you don't have to wear seatbelt at the back. Only if you're a front seat passenger. But for children, around the age that Donnelly would have indicated, then wherever they sit, they must be wearing seatbelt. In fact, a child at age 5 shouldn't be sitting at the front. It's 8 years and older.
Yes, we want to encourage the parents to have conversations with the children about the rules and regulations when it comes to crossing the street, using pedestrian crossings. One of the concerns that the traffic wardens have is that when they ask the children to use the pedestrian crossing, there is always a negative response, and a negative, their posture, the way how they would move their shoulders, their demeanor. And so we want to encourage the children, the parents, to have conversation with the children and let them know that the crossing, once you're with a crossing guard, you must be respectful and to be obedient. And once you're the pedestrian crossing, whether or not there is an officer at a pedestrian crossing, and this doesn't go to children only. Wherever you see a pedestrian crossing is there for a purpose, and we must use them wisely.
Caller, go ahead. You're live on Traffic Talk.
Hello?
You're live on Traffic Talk.
Good morning. Peace to you all.
Morning.
I just called to lend some support for the good officers there. One, I just want to encourage the officers. It doesn't matter how persons behave, just being calm and be professional and let them know. Well, I'm not sure you will have to enlighten me because I know for police officers, I'm not sure for traffic warden, but you're there, you will be enlightened. You got that offense called obstruction. If you're making the officer work harder, so I'm not sure if the traffic warden can use that when they're confronted with such behavior, when they're trying to get their work done. So, maybe something, if it's not, maybe that's something you all could discuss and see if it could happen because, they're enforcing the traffic laws. Two, I just want to remind persons, as the officers are doing, the life you save may be your own because there's some persons believe they're doing something when they're breaking the law, not respecting the traffic light, turning the wrong way. That happened a lot down Port Zante. You're not supposed to turn right when you come from the Ram side, but a lot of vehicles turn right. And that's how accidents are caused. So I just want to let persons be aware that these simple neglect refuse to comply could cause serious injuries to persons, death, not to someone else, but it could be for them. But I also want to make mention of something. I was walking across, and maybe this might be a good time for maybe Donnelly and Maguire could speak for persons to come ahead. I was walking across Cleon Street, and I saw in the police parking lot there a tent, a senior police officer, and a senior administrative person in the police recruiting people. I just want to applaud the entire police force for that, and I hope a lot of our people sign up for it because just like how Donnelly and Sergeant Maguire is there, those young persons could enjoy the benefits of talking to our nation because all of us are getting older. They are coming up, and they're going to be the one to take over. So I just hope that drive will allow a lot of persons through thinking they need to apply, and maybe Donald will feel comfortable to say, okay, I have somebody to teach, and maybe one day they could relax completely along with Sergeant Maguire, because all of us getting older when the time comes. So I just want to say congratulations and thank you very much for doing a good job. And always remember, there are a lot of persons who are supporting what the police is doing. I know, because I'm a driver as well, and I'm on the road, and I see a lot of things, and I get away from some accident that could have been avoided, where people just overtaking persons in some areas they shouldn't be doing that. And so when I get the opportunity to talk like this, I try to talk because of the person. So the life you save might be your very own. So respect the traffic laws, respect the police officers, and do the right thing. And for school children, I would recommend Miss Liebert and Sergeant, as often as you all could go to the school, because there are some children, the sidewalk is there, and they walk into the road as opposed to the sidewalk. And they're actually obstructing traffic. So maybe you could talk about that, about obstructing traffic, and the risk that they're putting their life and the drivers too. So maybe you could enlighten us if there's no offense with that in putting the driver's life at risk when they're taking such things. So just once again, I just want to congratulate the police force administration, because I saw a senior police officer was there as well at the recruiting booth, and I want to encourage a lot of persons from our country to sign up into this noble profession. I showed Dan and Maguire with a great thing. You guys have a blessed day. God bless. Thank you, Nevis.
Yes, definitely. Thank you. Thank you for your contribution. It is, and so thanks for the suggestion and the show of support in your concern.
And obstruction is an offense.
Yes. Right. So what I will want to encourage, we didn't get to talk about the administrative stuff that we want to.
Yes, but we can just touch on one or two things. Yes.
Go right ahead.
One of the things that we are facing at our department on a daily basis, persons coming to the traffic department and not being aware that once you have a vehicle that is not roadworthy, once you have a vehicle that is off the road, that you have to come to the traffic department and report it to the police. Some persons are aware, because this is not my first time of speaking about this, but we have to continue so that because persons don't hear. It's only when they start feeling it in their pocket. Like when they go to Inland Revenue, and Inland Revenue say, oh, you did not license your vehicle last year, your vehicle is now $800. And then that is when you find that they start to bombard traffic with either the calls or they come in person get irate, persons operate a particular way, person get out of character, not realizing that this is something, right, and this is something that it is not a just now. Once a vehicle is off the road, whether or not your vehicle is licensed or not, once your vehicle is off the road and you in your mind know that, for example, if my vehicle license expires in October of 2025, but the vehicle goes wrong, something happens to the vehicle in August of 2025, because you are not sure of whether or not your vehicle will be back on the road by the time it should be licensed in October, you must report it. So that when the vehicle comes back on the road, it will not be a problem or an issue for us to give you the waiver that is required. Some person might say, oh, well, my vehicle can expire in October anyway, so this is just August, I don't have to tell traffic anything. But then in November, your vehicle is still off the road. In December, your vehicle is still off the road. Now, you would only get that waiver once traffic is informed. And also bear in mind that that waiver begins from when it is reported at the traffic department. There are 3 ways you can let the traffic department know that your vehicle is off the road.
And off-road means that your vehicle cannot be not operating but park on the main road.
Right.
That is something to important to note, because once your vehicle is not licensed and it is not operating, it should not be on the road. It should be and some private area, whether in the garage or some private plot of land.
But there are vehicles that are on the road, and they are not really road worthy, because last evening I was heading home, and I turned a corner and I saw one light coming down to me, and I could have sworn it was a motorbike. And when it got close to me, I realized it was a full vehicle with one light on one side on. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, what would happen when he goes down a dark road without, lampposts and that kind of stuff going at a certain... And I said to myself, this person has got to be willful. So...
In all fairness, though, what I would say when it comes to one light, and I would say this to people all the time, when it comes to a one light, sometimes you leave your home with your two lights, and you might jump into a ditch, and the light might go out. So these things happen, these things happen. In all fairness to our some persons really.
I'm glad you interjected that, because I never thought of it. All I thought was, man, this person is reckless.
Some people are. Some people really are.
Some people are aware that they have one light and they drive nonetheless. But yes, we are saying that those are circumstances
that could happen.
Yeah, that can happen. Yeah. And so sometimes you might not be aware. But one way to tell, your light should be beaming. It should be focusing, and if you realize the beam is somewhat dull, then that should be
indicator.
Yes, an indication that you might be driving with one light.
Okay.
Yes. Mr. Maguire would have indicated that once the vehicle is not working, it shouldn't be parked on the main road. I just want to add something to that. It is not just only main road, because some persons in villages and communities, they just bought in a vehicle from Japan. They had 3 vehicles that have not been working for 3 years, and they're still in the communities taking up space. Once your vehicle is not working, and I can speak to that because I see it in Kayan all the time, I see it in Old Road, I see it in Verchild, I see it in St. Paul's, all the communities, I see it in Taylor's, and so we are here to let the general public know, once you get a new vehicle, man, you either going to take the vehicle to the cannery dumper, find a private property, or find a garage, and stop. These vehicles look so disgusting, parked in the areas, and they're harboring rats and all kind of insects, and even persons can hide out in those vehicles and cause injury to you or your neighbor. And so we're asking the general public to, once the vehicles are not working. I went to pick up Sergeant Maguire this morning, and Sergeant Maguire have quite a few in his area. Let us speak to St. Peter's. It's like your vehicle is not working and it's okay to leave it on the road. That is not the law. It is true that we have not been dealing with derelict vehicles per se. They are like one to one off, but for internal reasons. But we're asking the general public to take note that once your vehicle is not roadworthy, once it is not working, it should not be on the government road. I was speaking to Waiver earlier, and I would have said that there are 3 ways that you can inform the traffic department that your vehicle is not working. 1, there is a document that you can bring in to say that a letter that you can say your vehicle is off the road and you don't know when it's going to come back. You bring that letter, we have it on file. There is a file just for those letters.
And it should be verified.
Yes. And then there is a form that we have at the traffic department as well, where you can come and get the forms and to let us know that your vehicle is off the road. And thirdly, there is a register at the traffic department. You can come, give us the information, we put the information in, and you sign to say that this is true and correct. And so once a vehicle comes back on the road, you can always come to the traffic department where your waiver will be granted. Bearing in mind, your waiver starts from when you come to the traffic department. So if your vehicle is off the road for 9 months and you come into traffic department 9 months on one day, you're going to get your waiver from that one day, not the 9 months from before. Let us bear that in mind. So it is important that you let the traffic department know that your vehicle is off the road. Now, because you inform the traffic department that your vehicle is not working does not give you the right to park the vehicle on the government road. Persons who are in a habit, let's take New Street for example, persons who are in the habit of parking their vehicles on the yellow line, especially to the businesses that have their doors swung back. When they're ready to go, they can't get in their area, they can't get to close the door because you park your vehicle on the yellow line and you leave. Come on, we have to be mindful. One, you are committing an offense by parking on a yellow line. And you must see where you're parking and how you're parking. So you must know that you would have parked blocking somebody's door. We get these calls every single hour on the hour just because persons just want to operate how they want. So let us take all these things into consideration and be mindful that we are all paying taxes. We are all citizens. We are all trying to find somewhere to park. Even though I have my own thinking when it comes to yellow lines and parking, I think I think it's time now that we move from all these yellow lines in the heart of Bastia. I think it's time that the government start looking to parking meters, so that they might be costly, but for now we should think about putting it in our budget, and then it would cut a lot of things. Cut the way how persons will say the yellow line was not visible. Then you don't have to put an officer because the parking meters are right there. So it would be so advancing, moving up into moving forward. We want to thank the persons for listening to our program, and we want to encourage the persons who are motorists, pedestrians, to be mindful of the offences, be mindful that we are all pedestrians at some time, at some point, whether we're drivers or not. Be respectful, be courteous. I am not going to sit here and say that my traffic wardens are always on point and that they're always doing what they're supposed to do. But let us work together. You see them doing something wrong, pull them up. If you have a conversation with them and to you they're being disrespectful, there's always somebody bigger that you can have a conversation with. Have yourself a good week.
All right, thank you so much for coming in.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Don't throw those bottles away. Turn them into money today. Vitamalt bottles equal cash in your pocket. It's super easy. Just take those empty Vitamalt bottles to any Cara Brewery distribution truck or any drinks depot in St. Kitts and Nevis. We're keeping our beautiful Twin Island paradise clean. Vitamalt bottles equal cash back. Keep it clean. Keep it green. Vitamalt bottle returns. Your bottles, your cash, your island.
Got itchy palms? That's a sign. Money could be coming your way with Scratch and Win from Caribbean Lottery. It's the easiest way to win instantly. No waiting, no fuss. With tickets starting from just $2 up to $20, win over $35 million in prizes. The higher the price, the bigger the prize. So scratch today for your chance to win up to $200,000. Available at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide. Must be 21 years and older to play.
Flow customers, unlock big prepaid rewards every time you activate a prepaid plan. Activate a 7-day plan or higher and earn points towards your rewards. Activate again, earn even more points. Activate next week, well, you get the picture. The more you activate, the more extra data and prizes you earn. Get in on the big prepaid rewards. Dial *129 or visit topupflow.com to activate a prepaid plan today.
When can I open my eyes?
Not yet. Okay, open. Do you see what I see?
It just looks like land to me.
It's our land, son. A wise investment that will grow with you.
Invest in land with CIBC Caribbean and we'll give you US $250 towards your valuation cost and 50% off your loan application fee. With CIBC Caribbean land financing, you can choose to build, hold, or pass on to your children. Visit CIBCCaribbean.com to learn more. Conditions apply.
Back to school. school is here at Harper's. Yes, Harper's, it's where it's at with the widest selection of school and art supplies for all schoolgoers, from the tiniest preschooler to the big cool college students. Plus, everyone can enjoy a 10% discount and a chance to spin the wheel and enter our grand draw in September. And the bonus is, our friendly team is looking forward to welcoming you again and again and again. For more information, call us at 466-6500.
Yeah, we got that. One love, one federation. It's the 27th Prime Minister's Lecture Series under the theme Perpetual Progress, a Sustainable Future in View, Independence 42. Join us on Wednesday, September 10th, 2025 at the Sir Cecil Jacobs Auditorium, Eastern Caribbean Central Bank at 7 p.m. sharp. Come out to witness an inspiring address by a proud daughter of the soil, Miss Willa Liber Tavernier, scholarly communication librarian and attorney at law. An evening of thought, vision, and national purpose awaits. One stage, one voice, one vision for our nation's future. It's the 27th Prime Minister's Lecture Series for Independence 42. All are invited to be part of history in motion.
And that's why we have to put aside foolish minds and remember me say, one love, one federation. God bless my little nations, and you know it that you, it would have been impossible, yeah.
Back to school is here, and Digital is making it extra exciting. Go back to school in style with a brand new laptop. All you have to do is activate a 3-day Prime bundle or higher, switch to Digicel, or sign up for a postpaid plan, and you could be one of 2 lucky winners. At Digicel, we're all about keeping you connected. So what are you waiting for? Get ready, get connected, and go back to school the Digicel way. Digicel, better connected for back to school.
Here are your Horsford's Value Mart IGA specials.
Running September 4th to September 17th.
Now, our Value Club Blue Tag specials. General Mills cereals, $17.99. Pearl Mill pancake syrup, just $13.99. Essential Everyday Pasta Sauce, $9.99 each. Nestle Splash, $14.99. Essential Everyday Mac and Cheese Deluxe, $8.79. Stonebridge ice cream, just $17.99. And now our very low weekly
value deals. Essential everyday pasta, $4.99. Essential everyday cranberry juice, $9.99. Almond breeze, almond milk, $17.99. The Colgate toothpaste, $6.99. Almond hammer deodorant, $8.99. Pearl Mill pancake mix, $11.99. Shop smart, shop value mart. Tell them in Spanish.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
Found the South 98.9.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea, only on Win Media 98.9.
And we're back on Island Tea, and I know I heckle my co-workers at the airport, and when St. Kitts lose, I heckle them once they're playing Guyana, that is, right? Because, once they go against my country of birth, I can't back them. So last night, I finished a little late. When I came in the door, the game was happening, but I still didn't stay to do it because I had other stuff to complete before I head to bed. And this morning, as early as 7:26 a.m., one of my coworkers sent me a nice little thing showing me that St. Kitts beat Guyana last night. I guess they were tired after they beat Trinidad. That's my only excuse, and yes, I'm sticking to my excuse because St. Kitts got 149 for 6, while Guyana got 144 for 8. Mm-hmm. So kudos, they only got us by 5 runs, but next time.
You have a caller.
Caller, good morning. You're live on Island Tea.
Good morning, Hortensia. Good morning, Quint.
How are you doing?
Good day. When you call and you hear Hortensia in the headphone, just wait, because the fact that you're on air, it means that I know that I've engaged you. When you speak, it kind of a crosstalk, but okay. So that you know in the future. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Now, Quint, You know, I don't know how many of us have been looking at what's happening on the global scene. Now, I want to bring to our people attention what I've noticed on the platform that I follow, the African platform. I'm talking about China with its military parade that took place a couple of weeks ago. Now, Quinn, for me, I've come to realize that it is not about how and when they see us anymore. It's about how we see ourselves. What do I mean by this, Quint? China celebrates its parade, its military parade, and 2 African leaders was invited. I find this quite disturbing, Quint, because China is all over Africa. Now, I don't know if our leaders are paying attention to these things, because China is in Africa. China is everywhere. Now, it can either be that China is sending a message that Africa, you're not ready for, and these are my thoughts, Quinn. Africa is not ready to go into military power. By inviting 2 presidents of Africa when China is all over Africa, it is a message to us. Now, I don't know how are we, as a people, like I said, Quint, it's not about how they see us anymore. It is about how we see ourselves.
And I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly. But I've always said, perhaps you've not heard me, that China is not much different to the original colonialists in America and that kind of stuff. The only difference is that, well, China comes from, and she's all about business, but China has its agenda, and the agenda is to make sure it advances China. So I agree with you.
Well, you know, I mean, this is a time for us, Quint, because again, now, I don't know if it is fair to say that we are not warlike people. I don't know that if it's fair to say that, Quint. But
well,
we have to
what we can say, Journey, is that history has shown that when we've indulged in war on a one-to-one basis, no one has been able to defeat us. It is only since the invention of gunpowder and the guns and so forth that we have found ourselves in a compromising position.
Yeah. Well, you see, now we have to stop turning the other cheek. Because you see, like, the world knows that Africa doesn't need the world. The world needs Africa. Now, last week, Quint, we were talking about what happening in Nevis with the Premier and land and all of that. I mean, we have to now start to take value in what we have. Because, make no mistake, Quint, I listen to certain, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember this guy. He's a economist. And he has laid out with no hesitation in his voice, Quint, the design that is on Africa is for Africa to remain in order for them to survive or for them to strive. We got to change that. And like I am saying, the future is what they are going after. They're doing things for their survival.
Let me ask you a question, Journey. Are you aware of the step that Africa is making in relation to its internet?
Yes.
Okay. That is a key factor. Africa realized that until they control how information is passed across Africa, that everything else will be compromised. When Africa buys into that and does that, then Africa can make some real big movements. But for now, a lot of African leaders are playing it kind of quiet because everything is being monitored and manipulated up to a point.
Well, you know, I look at Burkina Faso, and you know, to see that the what's the word I'm looking for? Oh gosh, the word is escaping me right now, Quinn. But you know, to see how Abraham Traore is developing without even going to IMF or the World Bank.
Yeah.
In Burkina Faso right now. Now,
in Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali, 3 of them are doing the same thing.
And Quint, now just recently there has been destabilization in, I think it was in Chad, where the jihadist groups them have high-tech weapons. So who is supplying these weapons to these people? Because again, our leaders need to let their voice be heard and let those people know, Europe and America know, that we know what you're doing. We have to let them know that we know what they are doing. The chaos that they're creating there is for their own benefit. Now, how could you say you're coming in for decades to fight jihadist group, but yet the jihadist group then is getting high-tech weapons? And our leaders are silent. Quint, I am saying, Africa is our future. I don't know how people here in the Caribbean sees this because they want to say that, they cut themselves off from Africa. Well, who wants to choose that? Let them. But I see Africa as the new earth, Quint. And Africa is the future, the present and the future for all Africans. Because Europe and America is not leaving. We have had Trump refer to Africa as S-hole countries. And yet,
Senator Randall.
Hello?
Go ahead.
The president of the DRC, Quint, reached out to Trump, and other leaders have reached out to Trump. I mean, what is wrong with us, Quint?
Johnny, all of us will never be the same. It has never been that way, and it will never be that way. There are always those who feel that they want to kiss behinds or whatever, but fortunately they're not in the majority.
Well, I think, I hear you, Quint, but I think our leaders need to have a different mindset. Our leaders need to have a different mindset because we have to prepare the future. We are the present now, and change is inevitable, Quint. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger is going to spill over, and Africa will unite. Make no mistake about that. Africa will unite, Quint. Our leaders need to get involved and let their voice. I'm calling on my Prime Minister, Cabinet, to strengthen this call for our Quint. Let's see what others have to say about this, Quint.
Yeah, well, thanks for your input. And we'll take a bit of a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Got itchy palms? That's a sign. Money could be coming your way with Scratch and Win from Caribbean Lottery. It's the easiest way to win instantly. No waiting, no fuss. With tickets starting from just $2 up to $20. Win over $35 million in prizes. The higher the price, the bigger the prize. So scratch today for your chance to win up to $200,000. Available at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide. Must be 21 years and older to play.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust to secure your investment. You need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us. TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind. You're always safe with us.
Flow customers, unlock big prepaid rewards every time you activate a prepaid plan. Activate a 7-day plan or higher and earn points towards your rewards. Activate again, earn even more points. Activate next week, well, you get the picture. The more you activate, the more extra data and prizes you earn. Get in on the big prepaid rewards. Dial *129 or visit topupflow.com to activate a prepaid plan today.
are your Horsford's Value Mart IGA specials.
Running September 4th to September 17th.
Now, our Value Club Blue Tag specials. General Mills cereals, $17.99. Pearl Mill pancake syrup, just $13.99. Essential Everyday Pasta Sauce, $9.99 each. Nestle Splash, $14.99. Essential Everyday Mac and Cheese Deluxe, $8.79. Stonebridge ice cream, just $17.99. And now our very low weekly
value deals. Essential Everyday Pasta, $4.99. Essential Everyday Cranberry Juice, $9.99. Almond Breeze, almond milk, $17.99. The Colgate toothpaste, $6.99. Almond Hammer deodorant, $8.99. Pearl Mill pancake mix, $11.99. Shop smart, shop value mart. Tell them in Spanish.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en
Value Mart.
Back to school is here, and Digicel is making it extra exciting. Go back to school in style with a brand new laptop. All you have to do is activate a 3-day Prime bundle or higher, switch to Digicel, or sign up for a postpaid plan, and you could be one of 2 lucky winners. At Digicel, we're all about keeping you connected. So what are you waiting for? Get ready, get connected, and go back to school the Digicel way. Digicel, better connected for back to school.
Back to school is here at Harper's. Yes, Harper's, it's where it's at with the widest selection of school and art supplies for all schoolgoers, from the tiniest preschooler to the big cool college students. Plus, everyone can enjoy a 10% discount and a chance to spin the wheel and enter our grand draw in September. And the bonus is, our friendly team is looking forward to welcoming you again and again and again. For more information, call us at 466-6500.
Yeah, we got that.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea, only on Win Media 98.9.
And we're back here on Island Tea. And before we continue along, because I have 2 pressing points, Quint, I don't know if you heard the Attorney General. He was on Freedom, and he was speaking to the land issue with New Guinea. But then
I didn't hear him, but I heard individuals mention that he was speaking to that.
And then I see an article here that says otherwise. So I am so confused at this point with that issue. I don't know. I am trying to find out. I'm here even trying to look news while we
Otherwise? The article says otherwise?
An article says otherwise to what he says.
Oh, says different
Basically,
to what he
the
said.
other article says that, let me pull it up here. It says, so this one, I'm just going to touch a couple
Brief,
points. Yeah, I'm not going to read it in its entirety. It says September the 6th, so that was, what is, Friday? Or, when was September? Yeah.
I'm not the right person to ask.
No,
what
that was Saturday,
September
my
the
bad.
6th, because you know how I live, right?
That was Saturday. I don't know how much truth it is. It says, bold announcement by Nigerian entrepreneur Mistress Aisha Mina. She said she secured a $40 million investment from the African Export-Import Bank, Afrimex, to construct a deep-water port and special economic zone in St. Kitts. Remember, this is just hearsay. I don't know if it's true.
Yeah.
It says the agreement was signed on July 28th in Grenada at the Afrimex Afri-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum with Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew and Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources Samuel Duggins present. And then before I continue, I heard a speech from way back when Mr. Duggins was campaigning and them talking about building a port at New Guinea. So
This is why I don't really, when I see these some of these articles, I'm looking for something from factual from us, unless I read an article that I can definitively say, okay, I know this is authentic. I tend to leave them alone.
Yeah, because I want to know, though.
Because what people were saying in relation to, I asked the question I asked. So did the Attorney General address, one, what this investment is going to be about, to who the investments are, and they said no.
Because he said nothing's going to happen there. There's no container, anything. Because I have the little script here. He says nothing is going to happen there.
So then if that is the case, why then did you go and pass a bill for, let me see the title of the bill. The title of the bill is the Special Sustainability Zone Authorization Bill. Why do that before you know that you can procure investment and that kind of stuff? This is why we keep saying you're jumping the horse in front of the cart. But leave that as it is, because it's vague, and I don't like to speak on things that I'm not too au fait with, you know.
Because I'm very baffled by it. And I have to boast again. I know he's not Guyanese, but his parents are. But David Lammy has been promoted to Deputy Prime Minister.
Okay.
I see Miss Angela Reiner. She had some unpaid taxes on her flat, so she had to step down. I wish everything worked like that in the rest of the world.
I wish.
Yeah, because if you have problems, you have to go.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Mr. Lammy. It's hailed. Mr. Lammy's appointment is hailed as a victory for the diaspora, highlighting the growing influence of Caribbean leadership on the global stage.
And I want you to reiterate, what was the name of the lady and why did she have to step down? I want this to be clear.
Angela Reiner, or Rainer.
Yeah.
I don't know the proper pronunciation. I should have checked that. She had unpaid taxes on her flat.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she had to step down.
She had to step down, yeah.
So let that be a message to other leaders and other individuals.
These things don't work like that around these parts.
Well, perhaps, in this instance it works, so.
Imagine just taxes, and you got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a caller.
Caller, go ahead. You're live on Island Sea. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah.
We would wait forever for something like that to happen here.
Oh, boy.
I mean,
we can't hope.
We know. Of course we
can't hope.
Of course we can hope.
Okay.
But, you know, not only do you know the environment, you know the personalities that we're dealing with. Arrogant and full of themselves.
Yeah.
And they're not going to do something like that. It's just unlikely to happen. Okay? I mean, just look at the stance that the Attorney General took on Friday. You know, he did say, I think I recall him saying that the government has not made a determination on what to do with the land down there. Okay, that was as far as he went, which of course opens
on the land down where? On the land down where?
New Guinea.
Okay,
New Guinea.
I want to be specific. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, he addressed the impasse between the government and Red Francis.
And I also heard, apart from that land in New Guinea, I heard the Prime Minister speaking to the land over on Nevis. But go ahead.
Yeah, and you know the thing about it is, okay, I guess he bristled at the point I was making, that it seems as if government, in its desperation to attract private investment, is foreign direct investment, is disadvantaging local citizens.
Yeah, and I must commend you, because you're like one of the few out there, you know, who's bold enough to say it as you see it.
Right, and of course that still comes with consequences.
Yeah, we know that. That is why I must commend you.
I found the Attorney General quite out of order to interpret my views on government's policies and how government operates as hating government. I don't hate government. I want to keep government accountable and transparent. As they said they would be.
Yes.
Right? You can't claim open government, and then as soon as your critique, you know,
yes.
you
cry,
to be judgmental on individual citizens. That's totally out of order. I thought, for the Attorney General. Okay, but what I wanted to talk about more was the fact that this is September.
Yes.
And not only is it Independence time, it's also, I think, when you have UNGA, the United Nations General Assembly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we are none the wiser as to what government's stance would be in terms of big issues like the Israeli-Palestinian issue, and to be more at home, what's happening, the tensions that's happening in the South Caribbean. Okay?
Yes.
We really, in my opinion, we really should not have to wait until the Prime Minister's or the Foreign Minister's speech to the General Assembly to know our position.
I agree.
mean, I know that most people not interested in it.
But we should be because it threatens our so-called zone of peace.
Of course. But what I'm saying is that if it's not something that is asked for by the public, or the public does not pay much attention to it, they're likely to just do what they feel. I don't know how they arrive at a foreign policy position on any issue without any form of public consultation.
Yeah.
But at least I think we should know what position we should be taking going forward. I suspect it's going to be a kind of fence-sitter position where we say something like the Palestinians should be more humanitarian assistance.
In all honesty and fairness, it is an issue that we as a Caribbean, though our stance will be more leaning towards the Palestinian freedom, we still have to be diplomatic and cautious as to how we express along those lines, because we are vulnerable.
Well, yes, I think that's the thing. We don't want to offend the U.S., and so we tend to try to walk a thin line.
Yeah.
Say a lot, but not meaning much. But certainly, we really should have a position, if not on the Israeli-Palestinian issue, certainly on what's happening in the Caribbean. And ideally, I would have hoped that there would have been a foreign ministers meeting to at least try to arrive at some common position. The Caribbean leaders, I think, are split ideologically. You have people like the Jamaican leader and perhaps Trinidad's new leader.
Yeah.
They're obviously
pro-America,
intent on favouring to the United States, whereas the others might be less tempered, or well, actually more tempered in their support for what the U.S. is doing.
I'm kind of glad that Afran Ali, maybe because he was in election mode also, but I'm kind of glad that he's not delving too much into it, because you would have thought that he would be more vocal and that he would jump on the side of the United States because of the interest, but he's being kind of mum on it. So I think it's a wise position so far.
Well, put it this way, he doesn't have to, because I think he knows already that, especially with U.S. companies involved in oil exploration there and oil production in Ghana, that he can count on U.S. U.S. support, so he can keep his mouth shut, and there'll be no consequences one way or the other. But I still feel that this was an issue between Venezuela and Guyana, that all of them could have come together and solved without having this kind of escalation that we have in down in the South Caribbean.
I agree.
Right? Because you can see the United States not going to move all these assets down there and to Puerto Rico and not be intent on something. It's highly unusual for them to do that. Okay, they're going to use them.
Yeah.
And so Venezuela should be shaking in the boots right now, I think, because especially with somebody like Trump there who, you know, might just get up this morning and say, look, attack Venezuela. Right? This drug thing is a pretext.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to, let's say, Colombia and Mexico, drugs coming from Venezuela probably minuscule.
Most definitely.
That's how it is. But I wish we would, somebody from the foreign ministry at least, should come out and explain to the people what our positions on these vexing international issues should be, and not just leave it to, you know, when we go to the UN and hear about it for the first time.
But Mr. McMahon, you forget the talks they had in St. Vincent. They just seemed like when he got back to Venezuela, he went back to his old ideologies of being, it's ours, give it to us.
Well, I mean, the thing is, in St. Vincent, I think it was more an effort to diffuse the rhetoric around then, okay? And I think the talks in St. Vincent at least did that. But I don't think there was enough follow-up after that to try to come to some type of agreement or arrangement that would have precluded what's happening now, okay? Because obviously larger powers are just waiting for an opportunity to intervene, and we should try to avoid that at all costs. If we declare the Caribbean as a zone of peace, we should be proactively trying to make that happen.
Yeah.
Right? Not go backward. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I maintain, Cortens here, that this can be settled within the region. It might require a little compromise on everybody, but so what? That's what negotiations and so on are about.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you for your contribution.
I'm going to play a clip that ties into what has just been said, so give it a listen.
Senator Rand Paul is cautioning the Trump administration after its decision to strike a Venezuelan boat that allegedly was carrying Venezuelan drug traffickers. Now, I say allegedly because we don't know if that's true. There hasn't been any evidence presented to us. And rather than intercept the boat that they might suspect contains drugs and drug traffickers, they just did a strike and killed 11 people. So look, even if you happen to love the Trump administration and you love everything they're up to and what they're doing, are you not a little bit concerned when you have a government that could just point to anyone or anything, call them a terrorist, accuse them of being drug traffickers, and then kill them? Our national debt has a lot to do with the fact that we love to start wars and we love to fund conflicts abroad. Let's be clear, the likelihood that this is really about drug trafficking is a little ridiculous to me when you have Trump administration officials whispering about regime change in Venezuela. And if you can recall, in Trump's first term, he attempted to do a coup in Venezuela, not once but twice, to install a puppet leader, Juan Guaido. Now, about the strike itself, Secretary of State Marco Rubio says that Trump wanted to strike the boat instead of intercepting it, that it was Trump's decision to do that. Instead of interdicting it on the president's orders, we blew it up. And it'll happen again. Maybe it's happening right now. Do you ever wonder about, you know, the consequences, the long-term consequences of acting like this on the international stage? Nonetheless, the New York Times had this fascinating sentence. Pentagon officials were still working Wednesday on what legal authority they would tell the public was used to back up the extraordinary strike in international waters. So when you see the type of multipolar world we're now living in, where you have some real big players on the international stage, you have China, Russia, India, Iran getting together for a summit in China, China's showing off their new military capabilities. We should be a little bit worried because America isn't going to get away with just bullying and carrying out all sorts of war crimes. There will be consequences for the American people based on the belligerence that we're currently experiencing with the Trump administration. Now, again, that strike killed 11 people, and it's about regime change. This is not really about fighting, you know, the drug war or doing something about fentanyl, besides which fentanyl doesn't come from Venezuela. Cocaine does. We have a fentanyl epidemic in this country, so I don't know how killing 11 people randomly in international waters is going to solve that issue. But prior to the U.S. striking that Venezuelan boat, the U.S. engaged in been a military buildup off the coast of Venezuela. So Washington has dispatched 3 destroyers with an amphibious squadron carrying 4,000 Marines to waters off Venezuela. Its rationale is to supposedly disrupt drug cartels, but in Venezuela, obviously, they believe that this is really a challenge to its sovereignty and their security. They do believe that this is really about regime change, probably because Trump had already tried this not once but twice in his first term. And Trump's deployment, by the way, also included 2,200 Marines. Really, we're going to deploy Marines to fight drugs? Sounds weird, not really typical of what usually happens. And Axios also reports that the Trump administration, a Trump administration official told them that this is 105% about narco-terrorism.
Yeah, so it's not about narco-terrorism. It's about killing Maduro and doing a coup.
Yeah, and by the way, there is a $50 million bounty for Maduro. Trump took a $25 million bounty and upped it to $50 million. Now, Axios also had this amazing quote from a Trump advisor: leaving Maduro in power in Venezuela is like making Jeffrey Epstein the head of a daycare. So it's very clear what their actual objectives are, Cenk.
Oh, Jeffrey Epstein, you mean the guy the U.S. government and you, Trump administration, are covering up his crimes?
Yeah,
that guy? Okay, yeah, I got you. All right. I know in American politics and media, nobody ever thinks about reciprocity, right? But so we just go, oh, they're dirty terrorists. Yeah, of course, somebody here, we'll pay you $50 million to murder the leader of Venezuela. Imagine if Iran said, oh, yeah, we'll pay $50 million for anyone to murder Trump. You know that everyone in American media would say terrorist, right? Obviously terrorist. So, but what we get to do it.
Now, those are Americans speaking, okay?
Yeah.
And that's one thing I like about the Americans. If they don't like something, they're going to express.
Yeah.
And I think that we as a people around the world should follow that kind of example. If we see things that we don't like, at least let it be verbally placed on record that at least we said we don't like this trend or we don't like what we're seeing. But yeah. So, our zone of peace is being threatened by the man who said he was going to bring peace to the world and end wars.
Yeah, he isn't about that, and I was actually surprised he wasn't. But then he's warring with China, so he can't go to the parade. Because he would have actually enjoyed that, because remember, his didn't turn out as fanciful as theirs. And I looked to see who went to the parade and who flanked the Chinese president, and it was Kim Jong-un and, of course, Vladimir Putin. So I don't know. Trump,
we have a caller.
Caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T.
Yeah, you know, Quinn, I listen, and, you know, I so appreciate this guy mentioned this word reciprocity.
Yeah.
Because, you see, now here we are. Now, when I listened to that clip you played, Quint, my thought was on scriptures, and I'll tell you why. Now, in the Old Testament, it is mentioned that God stretched out his hand and took lives. God put forth his hand and took lives, Quint, in the Old Testament. Now, let us ask ourselves, what's the difference when God did put forth his hand and take lives then to now? Because according to the scriptures, man was wicked, continually doing wickedly. What is the wickedness today compared to that then, when in the Old Testament that tells us God? Now, what gave Trump the right? Because, Quint, the point I'm trying to make here is this. The writers of what we gravitate to in this holy book we call the King James Bible, the writers are the gods themselves in the book. Because nowhere has a spirit ever killed. The spirit never killed, Quint, because they tell us that God is a spirit.
Journey, when you speak, remember it's me and Hortensia, so I would mind if occasionally you say Quint and Hortensia,
Nice, okay,
as opposed to always saying Quint.
Point taken.
Yes.
Point taken. Okay, now, the thing is, right, just before we had the new Pope, there's a cardinal from Senegalese. and Quinton Cortencia. This Senegalese cardinal, his name is Robert Serra. He had a speech in Belgium just about 4 months ago. And he said, Europe and America have killed God. He had an audience, Quint, you could hear a pin drop.
Yeah, I could imagine that.
He said, Europe and America have killed God. But he failed to state who God that they were killing. Because for me, Quint, we are the gods. America and Europe take pleasure, in gunning down black people. So when Robert Serra said, Europe and America have killed God, what gives Trump the right? What gives Europe and America to go around the world and take life without
consequences?
Quint,
yeah.
You see, the universe is going to demand reciprocity. Because this God that we worship in a book and in the sky is the very writers of the book, Hortensia and Quint.
Okay.
Let our people pontificate on that. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's take a bit of a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll do a quick wrap-up because we have another program coming up quite soon.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
It's the 27th Prime Minister's Lecture Series under the theme Perpetual Progress, a Sustainable Future in View, Independence 42. Join us on Wednesday, September 10th, 2025 at the Sir Cecil Jacobs Auditorium, Eastern Caribbean Central Bank at 7 p.m. sharp. Come out to witness an inspiring address by a proud daughter of the soil, Miss Willa Liber Tavernier, scholarly communication librarian and attorney at law. An evening of thought, vision, and national purpose awaits. One stage, one voice, one vision for our nation's future. It's the 27th Prime Minister's Lecture Series for Independence 42. All are invited to be part of history in motion.
And that's why we have to put aside foolish minds and remember me say, one love, one federation. God bless my little nations, and you know without you, it would have been impossible, yeah.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea, only on Win Media 98.9.
And we are back on Island Tea. And Quint, you were saying we were wrapping up so that we can make space for the other program. I hope that our program today was enlightening. I still have to get some more information on that item that I mentioned because it's curious because I'm hearing one thing and then I see another thing.
Yeah, well, that means you've given yourself some homework.
Plenty homework, man. plenty homework.
Okay, and that's how we're going to end things for today. Thank you for your indulgence.
From the South.